Hi everyone and welcome to Germany for Student channel. Today is lesson number 29 of A2 level of German language course and today's topic is passive in German. Passive is a very big topic and today we are going to start this topic with present tense because passive can be used in present tense, past tense and future. So today's lesson is focused on present tense. In order to make passive sentences, we have to make use of a verb which is werden. So this verb will be used in every passive sentence and today we are going through the present tense. Therefore, we check this conjugation of werden verb for different subjects because we know that in German language we have to conjugate the verb according to the subject of the sentence. So if the subject is ich, werden will become werde. If the subject is you, werden becomes wirst. If the subject is sie, which means you formal, second person singular, then werden remains werden. For er, sie, as werden becomes wird, wir werden, ihr werdet, sie werden, which is second person, formal plural, sie werden, which means they. So this is the conjugation of werden verb. Now, in the whole A2 level, we have used only the active sentences so far. So first, let's have a look at the active sentence and then we will see how to change this active sentence into passive sentence. So if I have one sentence, mein Bruder repariert unser Auto. This is an active sentence, which means my brother repairs the car. Now, if we look at this sentence, we see that the focus is on mein Bruder, who is repairing the car. So, in German, we use wer repariert unser Auto. If the question starts with where, then we use active sentences and we have to name the actor who is performing something. And in this sentence, the actor is mein Bruder. Now, if we want to convert this active sentence into passive sentence, we can convert it like this. Unser Auto wird repariert. Now, what we have done is that we have taken the object of active sentence and we have made it as a subject of passive sentence. When then we have used werden verb and we have conjugated this werden verb according to the subject of the sentence, which is unser Auto, which is third person singular, and werden becomes wird. At the last position of the sentence, we have to use participe zwei form of the verb, and reparieren is a verb which means to repair, and the participe zwei form of reparieren is repariert. Now, if we look at the focus of passive sentence, then the focus is on what is being repaired or what is being done. If the question starts with a German question word was, then we usually use passive voice, and with was we are referring to unser Auto. Now let's have a look at the sentence structure that we have to follow in order to create passive sentences. At the first place in the sentence, we have to put the subject of the sentence. At second position, we use werden verb, and this werden verb will be conjugated according to the subject of sentence. Then we will use some additional information about the sentence if it is required. And at the last position of the sentence, we have to use participe zwei form of the verb. There are two fixed things that we have to use. First one is werden will be used at the second position in the sentence. And the second thing is that participe zwei form of verb will be used at the last position of the sentence. So by following this sentence structure, now let's have a look at some of the active examples and uh, we convert these active sentences into passive sentences by following the same formula that we have seen just now. So if we have an active sentence, ein Arzt untersucht ihn, which means a doctor examine him. Now here, if we look at the sentence structure, ein Arzt is the subject of the sentence, untersuchen is the verb which means to examine, and it has to be conjugated according to subject ein Arzt, so it becomes untersucht, and ihn is the object of some sentence. Object of sentence is always accusative, so we have used him or ihn in German language. Now, if we look at the passive sentence, what we have to do is to convert the object of the sentence from the active sentence into the subject of the passive sentence. So, ihn will become er. At second position, we have to use Werden and we have to conjugate it according to the subject of sentence. The subject of sentence is er, so Werden becomes wird. Then comes von einem Arzt. So phone is a dative preposition, therefore we have to apply the rule of dative on the next part of the sentence, which means that we have to use dative indefinite article for a masculine noun asked. So indefinite article for a masculine noun in dative case is einem. And at the last position of the sentence, we have to use the participle Y form of verb. So untersuchen becomes untersucht. So this is how we have to convert the active sentences into passive sentences. Let's look at some other examples. Der Student füllt das Formular aus. The student fill out the form. Now here in this sentence, ausfüllen is a separable verb, so we have to use the prefix at the last position of the sentence. Subject is der Student and object is das Formular. In order to make the passive sentence, we have to take the object of active sentence and make it as the subject of sentence in passive. So here you don't see any difference between the object from the active sentence and subject from the passive sentence. The reason is that we use thus article for a neuter noun formular in both nominative and accusative case. Therefore, you don't see any difference, but we have to see that in active sentence, thus formular is being filled. Therefore, it is the object of sentence, and we for object of sentence we have to take the definite article from the accusative case, and in passive sentence thus formula is used as subject of sentence, so we have to take definite article from the nominative case. Then at second position we will use werden verb and we will conjugate it according to subject thus formula, so werden becomes wird. Now who is filling that form is the subject of active sentence. We have to use it after phone, and because phone is a dative preposition, so the der article of der student will become dem student, because definite article for a masculine noun from dative case is dem, and we have used here a short form of phone dem, which is form. And at the last position of sentence, we have used the participle Y form of ausfüllen, which is ausgefüllt. Another example, wir laden unsere Freunde zum Essen ein. We invite our friends to food. Here again, einladen is a separable verb, so ein comes at the last position of the sentence. We first identify subject and object of the sentences. So that we can use them in the passive sentence. So here in this sentence, wir is the subject of sentence and unsere Freunde is the object of the sentence. In order to make passive, we have to take the object of active sentence and make it as a subject of passive sentence. Accusative possessive pronoun unser has an ending unsere, and the same applies in the nominative case. Therefore, again, you don't see any difference between the object of active sentence and subject of passive sentence, but they are used in accusative case in active sentence and used as subject in the passive sentence. Because Freunde is plural, so Werden will remain Werden, then comes phone, and because phone is a dative preposition, so wir in dative case will become uns. So this personal pronoun wir becomes uns, and sum essen is the additional part or additional information in this sentence. We do not change. So sum essen remains sum essen, and at the last position of the sentence, we have used participle zwei form of einladen, which is eingeladen. Next example, die Polizei kontrolliert die Geschwindigkeit. Police checks the speed. Now, if we identify the subject of sentence, it is die Polizei, and the object of sentence is die Geschwindigkeit, which means speed. Now, in order to convert it into passive, we take the object of active sentence and use it as subject of passive sentence. So, die Geschwindigkeit remains die Geschwindigkeit because Geschwindigkeit is a feminine noun, and in both cases, accusative case and nominative case have the article die. So you don't see any difference, but there is a difference because in one sentence, in active sentence, it is object of sentence, and in passive sentence, it is the subject of sentence. At second position, we will use werden and we will conjugate it according to subject die Geschwindigkeit. So werden becomes wird. Then we use phone, and who is controlling the speed? Die Polizei. Now, because of this phone preposition, the article of the die Polizei will change um, to der Polizei because this is the dative definite article for a feminine noun Polizei. So von der Polizei, and the last position of the sentence is for the participle zwei form of verb. Now let's have a look at some other type of sentences. In German language, the word man is very frequently used in active sentences, which is the equivalent of one in English language. Like we say, one should not do this, one should not do that. In German language, we use man, and it is very frequently used. So now let's have a look at the active sentences which use man and see that how we can convert these active sentences into passive sentences. So first example is man prüft die Bremsen. One checks the brakes. Bremsen means brakes and prüfen means to check. In order to make the passive sentence, again, we apply the same formula that we take the object of active sentence and use it as the subject of passive sentence. So die Bremsen, and then we use werden verb as it is because Bremsen is a plural noun, so werden remains werden. And in this case, since man is used in the active sentence, we will not use phone and then put phone dem man. Rather, we simply use the participle zwei form at the last position of the sentence, which is geprüft in case of prüfen. Another example, in Deutschland isst man viel Brot. In Germany, one eats a lot of bread. If there is a preposition in the start of the sentence, it will remain as it is. So in Deutschland remains in Deutschland, then comes wird and viel Brot gegessen. In Deutschland wird viel Brot gegessen. Wird comes at the second position, then comes viel Brot, and gegessen is the participle zwei form of essen. Active sentence, man wechselt die Reifen. One changes the tires. Reifen means tires. Here we will use the object of sentence as the subject of passive sentence. Die Reifen, because Reifen is a plural noun, so werden remains werden at the second position, and wechseln is a German verb which means to change, and the participle zwei form of wechseln is gewechselt. So this is what we have used here. Again, another example. Hier baut man einen neuen Bahnhof. One builds a new railway station here. Now, in this case, let's have a look at how we have to change it. Here will remain here, so we will start the sentence with here. At second position, we have to use werden, and we have to conjugate it according to the subject of sentence. Subject of sentence is Bahnhof, so for Bahnhof, it will become wird. Now, in the active sentence, Bahnhof is uh, in accusative case, so we have used einen neuen Bahnhof. Einen is the indefinite article and it has ending with en in case of accusative case, and neue is the adjective and it also has an ending of en in case of accusative case. But when we use it in the passive sentence, we have to use it as a subject of sentence, and subject of sentence is always nominative, so we have to use uh, the ending for indefinite article ein from the nominative case, which is ein, and for adjective we use er or ar at the end of the adjective. For a masculine noun Bahnhof, so we have used ein neuer Bahnhof, and at the last position we have to use the participle zwei form of bauen, which is gebaut. So this is how we can make passive sentence from the active sentences. It's not simple. You have to take care of lot of things, and you have to practice a lot in order to understand it properly. I hope that you got a basic understanding of it. In the upcoming lesson, we will go through the uh, passive sentence in more detail. We will cover the past tense also, and if you have any questions, just put them in the comment, and don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't done it so, and don't forget to provide your feedback. That is very important. Thank you. Bye.